Hello and cheers. Welcome back to another session here at Entrepreneur's Life. I'm super stoked to have you back and bring to you another guest and friend of mine, Timon Hartung. Hi, Timon.
Hey, how are you doing?
Thank you for joining us here today. Guys, let me give you a brief introduction about Timon. He's one of the foremost experts when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization in Germany. But he's not only an expert, otherwise, he is an entrepreneur. So he has made his skill of ranking well on Google and beyond. He has made this into a business and not just one. He is a serial entrepreneur. I'm looking forward to speak a little bit more about what you've done, and maybe you can kick it off with why you have actually become an entrepreneur and what got you moving in the first place. How did you get started?
Okay, that's a great question, by the way, and thank you for having me. So, getting started was a long time ago because I don't know if you remember that movie, but there's a movie called Startup with Ryan Phillippe and Tim Burton. And Tim Burton basically plays Bill Gates, and Ryan Phillippe plays this entrepreneur, this young programmer, starting out in Silicon Valley. And I saw this movie that must have been somewhere in the end of the 1995, 96, 97, 98. I'm not sure when it came out, and it totally fascinated me. I was totally blown away by this. And I even though the Bill Gates in that movie turns to be the bad and evil person at the end, like a killer or something, I loved that movie until that point where it becomes like a stupid action movie, because the entrepreneurial part was just so exciting for me. And then at a really young age, I went to a lot of computer fairs, and I was already really engaged in technology. And I couldn't think of anything else but starting my own business, starting my own company. It was always a dream of mine since I was like 15. And I was pretty lucky in school. I got like an internship at this company, and they taught me how to build websites when I was 16, because I did a really good presentation. I won this internship, and that basically kicked off my career. And instead of staying at the company, which they wanted me to stay, I did I finished school. But in my last year of school, I started my agency, which I still have today, Apex Media, and we started to build websites. And that was our first business, and we didn't know anything about business. I'm not joking. When me and my business partner at the time, we went from door to door in our town and just rang the doorbell on businesses and told them, "Hey, we can build your website." And after
What
10
year?
doorbells,
What year was that?
this was 2000, yeah, somewhere around that, 2000,
Oh,
2001. Yeah.
that was a great time to start a web business. I
Yes,
remember very well.
absolutely. Absolutely. And what happened then is, I mean, after we rang about like 3 doorbells, we got our first contract, and we did a few more. And then we had like 2 contracts. And I mean, obviously, they were super small. One was like 500 euros. The other one was, I don't know, like 1,500. But for, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, that was quite crazy. And so what we did was, I mean, we then had to build that stuff. And yeah, that's how it started. And a few years later, people asked me like, "Hey, from these websites, how can you get traffic? How can you get more customers?" And that's when I started in SEO, basically. And this is before Google. And I have to tell you one more thing. I'm a business informatics major, and Google went public in that time when I was studying, and our teachers asked us, "Would you invest in Google?" And I was like, I
Right.
was so certain Google was just something that would go away. And I was like, total, like I was like Alta Vista all the way, and I was so wrong. I can't believe it. Like I was sitting in that classroom, and it was like 82 euros a share or $82 a share, and I was like, no, this is gonna go nowhere, this business. Man, I was so wrong. But that was a very teachable moment, because that's since that time I've never been like, I've questioned like a lot of my, when I think something is right, I always try to question it again, because I'm pretty sure like this that I'm not the smartest person in that moment in that topic. So yeah, that was crazy. But that's how it all started.
I like that. That's a fascinating story, man. I mean, I know you love what you're doing, and I know you're not suffering from poverty at all. But man, just imagine you would have you would have invested into Google back then.
Oh, crazy! Yeah, absolutely crazy. I mean, it's just. I mean, yeah, I was wrong, and I know some other people were wrong too. But I mean, at the end of the day, um, I changed my mind pretty quickly. But then I still didn't invest into the company. But I mean, Google is a fascinating company, and I fell in love with that company so fast, and I was really fortunate to meet. Sergey Brin in 2008 for a really brief moment, and that was like one of my dreams coming true. So, yeah, it's really cool. talking to him like for, I don't know, 2 minutes or something like that.
That's cool. I didn't know you're such a Google fanboy, but it serves you well, I guess. I mean, we speak a lot about like following your passion and how important is it actually to build something that lasts and where you can keep going for a long time. And I definitely think that for you, having this affection for the company helped building something where you got really good at, right? So tell me a bit about the other ventures that you have did. Maybe we start with the biggest failure. So apart not having button head with cheaters. Tell me
Okay.
the biggest screw up in your entrepreneurial career so far.
Yeah, the biggest one, I guess, and it's a really big one. So, I was always like, I'm always, because I know how to code. I was always into technology and marketing. I love that, and I've done so many different businesses with many different people, and there's many of them really successful. Some of them fell apart really badly, and some of them just weren't successful at all. Just zero revenue. But the one I think that was like the one that hit me the hardest was we tried to build technology traffic platform. So basically, at the end of the time was real-time bidding, right? Real-time bidding platform to really run a lot of traffic, also in the affiliate space, but also in the normal space, because I had a lot of experience in that space. And we built our own technology. We spent a lot of money, our own money on that, and we spent a lot of time on that. And we were such a close friends group building that. And we launched it, like we wanted to launch it in like 3 months, obviously, but that never happened. So it launched like 1 year later. We got our first clients. We really worked hard with them. We had some success, and then we had some more success, and actually was pretty profitable the first and second month we ran it. But then one of our partners, he was like, this is not making enough profit. I'm going to have like a return on investment only in 1 year. I was like, hey, that's cool, right? And he was like, no, we're making like so much money on Facebook right now with affiliate stuff. And he basically pulled the plug on the project. And yeah, basically all that hard work and all those dreams collapsed in that moment. And well, 2 friendships collapsed in that moment as well. And that was like my biggest failure, and it was the saddest thing that's happened to me. And I really had to work on that like mentally for some time, and it put me in a bad spot. I'd say that was like, because I was on a really nice trajectory the years before, and that was like really deep cut there. And yeah, that threw me off quite a bit, and that was a huge failure. And I have to say, like, there was a lot of things wrong with the way we marketed and how we did sales. The technology was great, so I do some things differently, but I'd also manage the personal relationships differently. There was a lot of fallout afterwards, which was sad. It's better now, but it's like that was kind of like the biggest fail there. Yeah.
Tell me, tell me how that felt when it fell apart and what helped you to get back on track.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I felt like I was falling like into a hole with nothing in there, because it was like we were doing that like 100%, right? We were super invested, and it was like pulling the floor beneath your feet away and just free falling. What actually helped was basically just refocusing on my basic skills, that, because I felt like I couldn't do anything, right? I felt like a total failure in that moment. But just focusing on the skills I had, that I have great people skills, and I have good expertise in SEO. I think I know quite a bit about digital marketing. So just focusing on those, and getting like normal clients again, just talking to them, helping them out, just gave me a sense of being worth something again, and that helped me to get out of that hole pretty quickly. And then obviously focusing on different things. And I mean, that was mid 2017, so I was basically in the crypto super hype. So that was like, there was always something going on, and I'm always in different crowds at the same time. I'm in the SEO crowd, and then the affiliate crowd, I'm in the crypto crowd. So having these different crowds, there was a lot of FOMO going on, obviously, but it helped to focus on a little bit different things, and having small successes again, and finding out that it's not all that bad. And I read a book by Mark Ronson, I think it is. It's How to Not Give a Fuck, I think it's called.
That's Mark Manson, right?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That's
Yes,
an
you have it. Yeah.
amazing book.
Yeah,
Amazing
it's really
book.
good.
Okay, so that
Because
book helped you as well.
yeah, because it's the imposter syndrome, I think, is something that most people have. It's like you're kind of successful, and you're actually really good at things, and then you feel like you know nothing, and it's all like fake, and you don't deserve it. And that basically cleans all that stuff up, and that's really helpful to figure that out, because most entrepreneurs I talk to suffer from that illusion that at some point they're like, oh, I'm worthless, and it's not true. It's absolutely not true.
It is absolutely not true. But as they say, mindset is everything. And I feel that's true for probably every human being on planet Earth, right? But
Yeah.
I feel that for entrepreneurs, this is so important to realize. And I mean, you're not an entrepreneur if you haven't failed before. You're not an entrepreneur
Absolutely.
if you didn't manage to get back up again, right? But obviously, it's not comfortable, right? So anything that you
Oh,
can do to stand up quicker, right, and better and healthier is a good thing, right? And I agree, that's a good book that can help you. So for that
absolutely.
recommendation. Uh,
Absolutely.
we're not affiliated, and I have not had Mark Manson on this show yet, but I guess he's an entrepreneur. Well, maybe I'll reach out to him. Okay. Anyways, okay. So you got back up. In what's the projects you are focusing right now? In what do you feel is the most successful here? What is working for you right now?
So I think that I was doing a lot of affiliate for a long time because that's a funny story as well. When I studied business informatics, my neighbor sitting next to me, and this is 2002, 2003, was the programming employee of one of the biggest affiliate networks in Germany, and he introduced me to affiliate marketing. So I did affiliate marketing before I did SEO, right? And I did SEO for my affiliate projects. So it's kind of like I've been in this game quite a long time, but if you know affiliate marketing, it's really a roller coaster, and I cannot suggest it for anyone with a light heart, or anybody who doesn't like a lot of failures in a very short time to do affiliate marketing, because it's super stressful. So we've had a success in affiliate marketing, we've had successes in different other ventures, but I saw that around service-based businesses, it's very stable business, right? So you can build a business if you provide a service where others see value in. You can create a really, really stable business. And i I never understood how to get it done, that it's not like a fire brigade business, right? What I'm meaning is like normal agencies and consultancies, they are basically like there's fires everywhere, and they're trying to solve them, and they working day and night. But what I had to understand is that you can build a service that delivers high value for the customer, and if you do it in SOPs, like in right processes, and if you do sales right, if you do marketing right, it actually becomes a really high profitable, very stable business where you can provide value and where you can evolve every step of the way. So for instance, what I'm saying, evolve, we do SEO right now, we're focusing on that, it works for us, we're delivering nice results for our clients. But obviously it's changing right now because of SEO, because of AI, right? It's changing massively. There's a huge shift going on. And am I scared? No, I love it. If it destroys SEO, I'm so happy. I'm going to do AI afterwards. I don't care, because it's not about the skills that we have. It's about how we can transform and how we can help clients. And we just had a long meeting today with our board member, and we we're talking about like how we can transform the whole consultancy that we're doing to deliver more value and how to be safe for the future. And at the end of the day, it comes down to not being an expert in the business, also being that, but also creating a stable business onward.
That is
So
that is
that's
very, very true. That is very true. I mean, this is kind of like a stereotype, but I feel a lot of people who are experts in something, right? They're obviously having a hard time handing the work over to their team, to their staff, right? And
yes,
resolving to a position where they, as you say, work on their business and not in their business. So,
yes.
what are like your biggest takeaways of like how to do this in the best way? You mentioned SOPs, so standard operating procedures, right? So having your
Yeah.
processes figured out. What are other things that you got in place so you can work more on your business and not in your business?
Okay, the first tip that goes out to everyone is don't expect any of your employees to do anything you give them at the same level you do it. It's impossible. Nobody will ever do that. So it's not a quality issue, it's an expectancy issue. Expect from your employees to do it at 80% of what you've done. And then you should be so happy. Even if they reach 70%, be happy and grateful for that, because it takes work off your plate. And actually, your clients are getting amazing results. And that's for most of the people, it's really hard to let go, especially in the entrepreneurial space. A lot of people are very controlling, right? They're very perfectionists, they're very controlling, and they have a very hard time of letting go. And they're very angry when it doesn't meet their expectations. But I have changed a lot in that, because we had obviously we've had some businesses where I did exactly those things to my partners, and Now looking back, it's much easier working with the setup we have right now. I love how other people and my employees actually, they have different ways of approaching a problem, which I haven't seen. I love that. And I actually just, I don't even look over all the results, but I look at some of the results they do. I look through them and just give them like, oh, look, this there we could do something else. Maybe there's an issue, and it works really, really nice. And I have to say, this is giving me freedom for myself, just letting go of that part, and like always checking in with our customers if they're still happy and everything, and it's working great. So that's one of the things that's really important. Like, don't expect the results to be the same as yours, because that can't happen. People do different things, and the results are still great. There's not one solution for a problem, especially not in service-based business. There's 100 solutions for a problem. Otherwise, there would only be one agency, and that would have like 10,000 people.
That's a good one. Okay,
Yeah,
give me one more tip, and then for our last part, I'll actually put you on a hot seat when it
I
comes to
love it.
SEO. All
I
right.
love it.
So,
So
um,
yeah, one more tip:
and
SOPs.
also, this is a live show, so I have to plug in my computer. But you keep going. So, give me one more tip
Yeah,
about how to better work on your business while I plug this beast here in. Let's go.
exactly. So the other big tip I can give you is that instead of selling like individual services, you have to sell standardized products. So we're basically selling a very streamlined product. That doesn't mean that it's not individually for the client, but it's the same process that we can follow every time. So we know where the client is in the process. We know exactly what the next step is, and it's really, really good for us and for the client. And so that takes off a lot of the guessing out of what's going to happen next, and it helps our employees to work much better. So in the sales process, don't sell one person LinkedIn ads, don't sell the next person Facebook ads and TikTok and this and that and 15 services. Stick to one process where you can deliver results. I know everybody's saying that on the internet, but it's so true. It takes me, when I do a call, after, and I don't do the standard calls. I do really passionate calls where we go into strategy and everything. And I love working with our clients. And then I send out a proposal within 15 minutes, right? Because I just click it together, and it's always, I know what it's always the same we sell. And then there's a process that kicks off, and the employees take over.
That's really cool. I think this is one of the most important things, like standardize. And
Yeah.
I consider myself a creative person. My wife says I'm an artist. She doesn't even understand why I'm in business at all. Um, and I'm like, I want to have my hands in a lot of things. I have to force myself to do that. But it's the biggest liberation, right? It's the biggest act of liberation of becoming a more free person, right? To standardize
Absolutely.
stuff. The more
Yeah.
standardized you get stuff, the more free you are.
Yes.
Sounds weird.
And
It's true.
it's true. It's true. It feels like it feels like it reduces creativity, but it doesn't. It actually gives creativity a path to unleash.
Very true. Very true. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left. And also, I did forget my charger. So this might just end any second because I
I
don't
love
have
it.
any battery left. So that's the way it is. We're raw and live here. I apologize. But let's use the 1 minute that we may have left or two to put you on a hot seat about SEO. So you are one of the biggest SEO experts in the German market, right? Any entrepreneurs here, what should they do when it comes to search engine optimization to get their best results in 2023? 1 minute, go.
Yeah, understand your keywords where your clients are actually looking for. So really don't go on high volume keywords, go on the keyword that actually serves you the best, right? So there's always a keyword out there that your clients are really searching for and really looking for your service, right? So it's not TikTok Reels, it's not going to be the correct keyword if you're selling TikTok Reels. It's going to be TikTok Reels agency or TikTok Reels cutting software or something like that. So it's going to be more specific, and it's really easy to rank for those compared to the high volume keywords. And that's like the biggest tip out there, because everybody's focusing on the high traffic ones. Yes, you can get them as well. It takes more effort, but focus on the keywords that people are actually searching for, create content for those, and then ask your friends, partners, colleagues, and reach out to get some links on that page. And that's how you'll rank, and that's how you get traffic and customers. And I'm not joking, for B2B, SEO is still one of the best traffic sources around.
I'll definitely look more into SEO. I've never really done that. Thank you for making me aware of that. Thank you very much, Timon, for joining us here. That was being here. I appreciate all of you watching this. If you want more stories of entrepreneurs and how they rock their challenges and their successes, then follow my channels, please. With that said, thank you so much, Timon. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you so much, Phil. Take care. See you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Maybe I also find the button to leave this here. That would be amazing.
I think we're still live.